Kill your wife, Nick.
And told us and work. Not for me and Nick.
Elliot Dunne. I had nothing to hide.
Practice
girl who had trained
to solve answers of.
Gillian Flynn's 2012 novel was adapted into a 2014 American psychological thriller film directed by David Fincher and written by Gillian Flynn. The film is a postmodern mystery set in Missouri that explores the events surrounding Nick Dunne, Ben Affleck, who becomes the leading suspect in his wife Amy's abrupt disappearance. Rosamund Pike. Neil Patrick Harris and Tyler Perry also star in the film. On September 26, 2014, the film made its global premiere at the 52nd New York Film Festival, ahead of a countrywide cinema release on October 3. The film was a critical and financial success, generating $369 million on a $61 million budget, making it Fincher's highest-grossing film. Hello and welcome to Binge King. Today we are back with another amazing movie. Before we start, go ahead and subscribe. Also press the bell button to get the latest updates about new movies. Watch out for spoilers and take care. Without any further delay, let us start. Nick Dunne, a writing instructor, returns home on their 5th wedding anniversary to find his wife Amy abducted. Amy was the inspiration for her parents' popular Amazing Amy children's novel, therefore her disappearance garners media attention. In the residence, Detective Rhonda Boney discovers badly concealed evidence of a struggle. Suspicion grows around Nick, whose apathy is seen by the media as a sociopath's trait, and his twin sister Margot begins to question him. Amy previously explained to Nick that Amazing Amy was a perfected version of the real Amy, made up of her failures. Their relationships deteriorated over time when both of them lost jobs during the recession and relocated from New York City to Nick's hometown of North Carthage, Missouri, to take care of his dying mother. Nick became sluggish and distant, cheating on Amy with one of his students, Andie, while Amy grew increasingly resentful of Nick for moving to Missouri with him. The house's forensic study reveals cleansed bloodstains indicating a possible homicide. Amy's recent readiness to purchase a gun is revealed by Boney, who uncovers evidence of financial difficulties, domestic problems, and Amy's recent willingness to purchase a pistol. Amy is pregnant, according to medical reports, which Nick denies knowing about. Every wedding anniversary, Amy and Nick would play a treasure hunt game. This year's clues included extravagant purchases made with Nick's credit card, as well as a diary detailing Amy's growing isolation and concluding with the worry that Nick would kill her. Amy travels to Ozarks, camping. She devised an extensive scheme to frame Nick for her death and make his motivation appear to be monetary after learning Nick's affair. She created a long-running diary that was initially realistic, but ultimately morphed into fictitious allegations of spousal abuse and her growing terror of Nick. She hid supporting proof of Nick's guilt in the treasure hunt clue areas for the cops to uncover. She also splattered her own blood all over the kitchen, which she haphazardly cleaned. She expected Nick would be executed for her murder, so she intended to commit suicide. Nick figures out Amy's scheme and persuades Margot of his innocence. He takes a flight to New York City and engages Tanner Bolt, a lawyer who specializes in defending men accused of murdering their wives. Boney thinks she has enough of evidence to charge Nick with murder, but Bolt bails him out. However, his performance convinces Amy that he will not be found guilty of murdering her, so she returns to him and accuses Daisy of her absence. Daisy's surveillance cameras are used by her to make it appear as if he kidnapped her. Nick is cleared of suspicion after she murders him with a blade and returns home covered in Daisy's blood. Amy chastises Boney for probing into the gaps in her explanation and calling her incompetent. Boney is forced to back down after the FBI sides with Amy. Amy tells Nick the truth and admits to Daisy's murder, saying that the man she watched pleading for her return on TV is the man she wants him to become again. Nick shares this with Boney, Bolt, and Margot, but there is no evidence of her guilt. Nick intends to leave Amy, but after some things, he doesn't. Despite Margot's objections, he reluctantly decides to stay with Amy. In a television interview, the happy couple announces that they're expecting a child. The name of this amazing movie is Gone Girl. Critics praised Pike's portrayal, and she was nominated for an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, a Golden Globe Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Actress. Fincher received a Golden Globe Award for Best Director as well as Golden Globe, BAFTA, and critics' Choice Award nominations for his adapted screenplay, which won the Critics' Choice Award. The Gone Girl film crew began filming establishing shots on September 11, 2013. Principal photography in Cape Girardeau, Missouri began on September 15 and was expected to take around 5 weeks. Some interior sequences were shot in Los Angeles, with a door from Cape Girardeau that couldn't be duplicated being sent there. Fincher took up to 50 takes for each scene, according to producer Sean Chapman, and Flynn has stated that, while Fincher is a visual filmmaker, he is fastidious about veracity. Fincher rewrote a scene in which Amy gathers her own blood because he thought it was ridiculous. When Affleck, a Boston Red Sox fan, refused to wear a New York Yankees cap for a scene, the production was halted for 4 days. Fincher and Affleck eventually came to an agreement, and Affleck wore a New York Mets hat for the sequence. In regards to the way Affleck drew on his own experience with the media for the role of Nick Dunne, Fincher later described him as very clever. Fincher said Affleck has a fantastic sense of comedy and great wit about what the scenario is and how irritating it is, and that he has a great sense of humor and great wit about what the situation is and how stressful it is. The New York Times and NPR are not in the flower beds of the Dunne house. Fincher emphasized referring to the media's actions in the film as tragedy vampirism. That is all for today, folks. Tell us in the comment section below what is your point of view about this amazing movie. See you soon with another amazing video.